Hello YouTube, today I'll be showing you a Nihil Slayer guide. They're located in the World Gate Pit option, and you can get there directly from the 6H Circuit Teleport. It requires Fate of the God quest complete, and you must also enable it with the Slayer Master for like 50 points to get this assigned. So here are 4 types of Nihils, and each of them have different HP and XP awarded. They'll say hiss when they use their special attack. So the first Nihil I'll talk about is a Smoke Nihil. It's green and there's no passive ability. The special ability is when it puts smoke around the character, and it will constantly drain stats while you're coughing, but they're actually renewable with overloads. The next Nihil is Ice Nihil, and it drains 50 prayer points every hit, regardless of whether it landed or not. It can also freeze the player for 8 seconds as a special attack. The third Nihil is a Shadow Nihil. It's the purple one basically. It takes less damage the further it is away from the character, and it also summons a shadow right underneath the character when it engages in combat too long, which is like the special attack, and it deals like 500 damage per tick for a total of 1,500. And the last Nihil here is the Blood Nihil, which is red and there's no passive ability. However, it heals any damage taken for like 10 seconds as its special attack. Alright, so here's my equipment setup. I'm using range because it's the best combat style to use here. Noxbow is great here because it has longer range than Ascensions, so there's less moving needed. Precise 5 and Aftershock 3 are the perks I would suggest using. Slayer Helmet, of course, self-explanatory. The top and bottom I'm using are both Augmented Armadillo. The perks I have are Genocidal, Biting 2, Crackling 3, and Impatient 3. Boots and gloves are also Armadillo as well. The amulet I'm using is Zealots. Like I said many in my combat guides, this amulet actually does more damage than other amulets. This is because you're 100% accurate against Smoke and Ice Nihils. The pocket slot item is Shard of Zeros. It removes the aggressiveness from the Nihils, otherwise you can get like piled badly. The aura I have is Penance Aura, because it really saves a lot of inventory space with prayer potions. Otherwise you can use Vampirism or Dark Magic Aura for some extra healing or DPS. So for my inventory setup, I have Holy Overloads, Weapon Poison ++, Replenishment Potions, and I also bring a few Super Prayer Potions. Now I had these Super Prayer Potions from a while back, but you can bring regular ones and they work just fine. Spring Cleaner, Ring of Vigor, and Enhanced Excalibur also help here as well. The familiar I'm using is Legendary Pet with Auto Loot and Beast of Burden perks. This is because it helps me last longer trips. The prayers I'm using are Leech, Range Strength, and Soul Split. Alright, so here's my action bar. Corruption Shot really helps, and I'll explain later how it works. Just follow my basic ability bar. Don't use Ricochet unless you want to like get piled and take on a bunch of Nihils at once. Tuska's Wrath doesn't deal the extra damage against Nihils, even on Slayer task, but it's still worth having anyways. Use Thresholds as often as possible, and prioritize Death's Witness over the Thresholds. Alright, so for my strategy, I basically stand in the northwest or southwest corners of the room. This is where most of the Smoke Nihils spawns. Prioritize the Smoke Nihils, of course, like I said earlier, because they have easy mechanics and they're also weak to range. Then the Ice Nihils afterwards, because they're weak to range as well. And then the Shadow Nihils if you see a couple nearby, because you can kill them fast if they're in melee distance. The Blood Nihils try not to bother at all, because not only are they strong to range, and they also have a very high HP. And not only that, but they also have a stupid mechanic that makes them heal if you don't kill them fast enough. So basically just use Corruption Shot and Weapon Poison ++ effect, and that way it spreads damage across all Nihils. Well, they basically move across the room a lot, so that way you can probably kill one without even getting hit at all. As of a recent game update, you can now surge in Nihils, which helps you move far away from empty corners. Alright, so let's get into the loot. It's actually very amazing surprisingly. Not only do you get a lot of noted drops that are skilling items, but you also get a lot of Nihil pouch ingredients, which have been worth a lot for a long time. Now Smoke Nihils aren't worth a lot, but you can actually transmute them to other Nihil pouches. So overall in 24.5 minutes, I killed 112 Nihils. Extrapolating this into a full hour, you get 270 Nihil kills per hour, 330k range XP per hour, and 150k Slayer XP per hour. The profit I made in this time was 4.4 mil. Now if you were to put this in a full hour, that's a whopping 10 mil profit per hour. And it's also 4.5 mil profit per hour, even without the Nihil pouches. Now how amazing is this, you know? So will my method be ruined because I said that? No, it wouldn't be ruined. Stop asking this question. Nihil pouches have always been in high demand because they're really useful due to their accuracy that it offers, especially for like high level bosses. They also drop a lot of noted resources, so your method is pretty safe, you know? Now the XP per hour is extremely terrible. And yes, this method has been known for a long time, so I'm just demonstrating a way on how to kill them faster. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.